Hey everyone, thanks for joining me for this tutorial. I'm going to be explaining what exactly HTML and CSS are. I'll start off by explaining HTML. HTML was originally created in 1990 to exchange scientific and technical documents. Currently, it's one of the three main languages used for web design, while the other two are CSS and JavaScript. HTML actually stands for Hypertext Markup Language. The purpose of this language is to build the foundation of the website with just the text. The HTML file also tells the browser how to structure a web page. For example, it tells the browser where a heading goes or where a specific paragraph is supposed to be. HTML isn't used to design the website, although it could be if you're coding in an older version of HTML. However, this process is inefficient as you would have to code the design for every website you create, whereas with CSS, there's only one file created to design the entire website. Every few years, different versions of HTML and CSS are released, and these different versions can contain new features that can be used. Currently, the latest versions of the web design languages are HTML5 and CSS3. It's good to know which version you're coding in because some browsers don't support certain versions. These tutorials will be teaching you the latest versions of the languages. This is an example of an HTML file. As you can see, it contains the text for the website, and the file ends in .html. An HTML file can also end in .htm, although it doesn't matter which file ending you use. If I were to open that file without linking a CSS file that contains the design for the website would look like this when it's opened. It looks really bland and out of date, which is why a CSS file is used to spruce up the site. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet, and as mentioned earlier, it is used to design the website. It can be used to change the background, add different colors to the site, and much more. For example, when you first open the landing page of the Cryptic Languages website, you see an image in the background. This image was placed there using CSS. The code written in CSS is contained in a separate file, and then it's linked to the HTML file so the computer can access it and display the design. This is an example of a CSS file. As you can see, it directs the computer on which background color to use and has many other design details. By linking this file to the HTML file, it changes the website from a bland web page to a more modern one. In the next tutorial, you'll start learning about the syntax of HTML and a little bit of code to go along with that. Thanks again for joining me for this tutorial, and check out the next tutorial to learn more.